fist, they forge a path of tyranny and exploitation, igniting a battle for global supremacy. From the Indian Ocean, a flood of exotic goods feed new addictions and fill coffers with coins tainted in blood.
Do you enjoy plundering, naval battles, and a bit of light-hearted swearing?
Right up my sweat. Now off, big rat.
Then Skull and Bones be the game for you. Ahoy there, gamers! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the treacherous waters of the upcoming action-adventure game from Ubisoft, Skull and Bones. Set sail with me as we explore the high seas during the golden age of piracy. I'm your captain for this review, Envy, and today I have a crewmate joining me in the form of Raggity Man. So grab your cutlasses and let's embark on this maritime adventure. In this video, we will go over the recent closed beta from the 15th to 18th of December, which included 6 hours of total gameplay. Feel free to skip to the end to listen to my recommendation, timestamps in the comments below. With all that being said, get ready to crank up the cannons, batten down the hatches, and plunder our way through a review of this swashbuckling adventure.
It's almost done.
This is cool, dude.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Free
Hell
builder.
yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Skull and Bones, developed by Ubisoft, is poised to hit the shores in February 2024 on Amazon Luna, Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Now, let's talk about the game. The game's backdrop is the late 17th century, a time when the seas were ruled by ruthless pirates, and you, my fellow gamers, get to be one of them. The concept? Naval warfare and piracy in a fantastical setting. Pretty simple. Skull and Bones originally started as a tactical action game in 2017, boasting an open-world environment and a third-person perspective. Players take the helm of a customizable pirate ship, and the options are as vast as the ocean itself. You can choose to brave the Indian Ocean solo in an epic single-player campaign, or assemble a crew of up to 5 players for some intense player-versus-player action in the disputed waters. But what sets Skull and Bones apart from the sea of other games? Well, being able to aim true when firing cannons is important, of course, but there are other factors such as wind positioning, which is a super crucial element. You'll need to assess it strategically to gain an upper hand in battles, making each encounter a thrilling tactical challenge. As you progress, you'll collect an arsenal of ships, from nimble sloops of war to mighty frigates and agile brigantines. Each ship comes armed to the teeth with mortars, broadside cannons, and rockets. Boarding enemy vessels is also on the menu, adding a layer of depth to the combat. Keep an eye on your health bar though. It's your lifeline on the open seas. I personally played the game in a multiplayer environment, completing quests, escort mission, protection missions, randomized world events such as loot hunts, a mode where 2 groups of players face off in a treasure hunting extravaganza. It's a race to build your pirate empire, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Ascend the crow's nest for a lookout point, use your spyglass wisely, and outsmart your opponents to emerge as the wealthiest crew on the 7 seas. Now, let's take a look at the core elements of what makes a game enjoyable, starting from the top. Gameplay mechanics. When I first started playing the game, controlling my main character felt a bit sluggish and clunky, but I did get used to it over time. It just never really sat comfortable with me, even after 5 to 6 hours of straight gameplay. Story and narrative. Now, the closed beta was only 6 hours of gameplay, which I experienced as much of it as I could. The main story was very straightforward: become an infamous pirate captain. The game did allow you to make decisions, but it didn't really affect much. It was like choosing kill your way through or stealth, but the outcome of your decisions didn't seem to have that much impact to your story. There were plenty of side missions and various things that you need to do to advance different parts of your game, which leads me into the next bit, replayability. Replayability. As I've already touched on, Ubisoft have done really well with inventing different mechanics to advance the different parts of your gameplay, which mainly centered around building new or upgrading elements of your boat, such as furniture to increase your speed, stronger cannons that can cause flooding damage in a boat, and much, much more. Graphics, visuals, sounds, and music. Now, this to me, on a personal level, is actually quite important because I love to be sucked into the game and I need the graphics and the visuals and the musics and the sounds to really play their part and immerse me in the game. Now, the game is beautiful. It's vast and immersive with its sexy weather elements, differing biomes mixed with sea shanties sung by your crew. It really gets you into the pirate spirit. And no, I'm not talking about rum. In terms of the visualizations and music, I expect nothing less from a AAA company like Ubisoft. Regardless if it is Ubisoft, Blizzard, Square Enix, etc., there's a ton of experience and funding that goes into their games, so I would expect the audience to be upset if it wasn't at this level. Multiplayer and social features. Now, the multiplayer in this game was a bit weird. I really struggled, and so did my crewmate Raggity Man. To start with, as you can group straight out of the tutorial, there's no real group progression as such. You essentially play as a solo player, but with someone else, if that makes sense. You have your own boat, but you can't jump on your party member's boat, which I found very strange. You can't track how your teammate is progressing in their missions or side missions. You can't see what quests they've accepted or have in their logs. You have to actively communicate where you're up to in a quest or area, which can make it very strange and disconnected multiplayer experience. That being said, they have enabled some small neat features like being able to track if the group player with you is handing in a quest, or the party leader is the only person who's able to progress the main story quests. There's also the call for help feature, where a random player can send up a flare asking for help to anybody on the server. You can toggle where they are and choose to help. If you do accept to help them, then you jump in the group with them and you can save their lives.
Scott Mock calls for help. Oh, cool. We can help him. We can go in the ocean and help him.
Performance and optimization. Keeping in mind this game is still in closed beta with a few months to go for the full release, it had a limited portion of the map available. The game ran well 90% of the time. I personally experienced slight stutters in certain areas, whereas my crewmate Raggedy Man had black screens, freezing, and game crashing on more than one occasion.
I'm getting a network error top right hand corner.
It's a good start.
But it's a world with an exclamation mark next to it.
I've got nothing so far. I'm good.
We had this expectation, so it didn't really bother us. I mean, what else are betas for, right? Innovation and originality. So we've touched on a few neat features about the game, which scores well, which is the call for help feature, and the multitude of ways to progress your ship. However, it seems like that's all there is. Ubisoft have found a niche with their game in terms of the mechanics of naval battles, but that's about it. I don't see too much difference between other games such as Sea of Thieves. I'm hoping there will be more release for the official game and post patches, but for now, it's not quite winning in this department. So, after discussing the above points, what is my decision for Skull and Bones? Should I skip it because there are better options available? Maybe think about it, but research first? Add it to my shortlist? It could be a contender for potential picks in the future. Or it's a game that I should buy on release, install, and get into it right away. My decision is to shortlist it. It is a contender, and there's not many games in this genre that does what Skull and Bones does well. I'm not sure what the upfront cost of the game will be, and Ubisoft have confirmed that there will be microtransactions, but how harmful will it be to the ecosystem? My verdict is to add it to your shortlist, and I'm personally more than happy to wait and watch the streamers play, get an idea if there's any more features that they add to the game, and the state of the microtransactions before I go and buy it. In conclusion, Skull and Bones promises an epic voyage into the heart of piracy, with stunning visuals, intense naval battles, and a multiplayer experience that's bound to shiver your timbers. Keep your eyes on the horizon, mark your calendars for February 2024, and get ready to set sail. This is your Captain Envy and my crewmate Raggedy Man signing off. Until next time, may your seas be as thrilling as the games you play. Take care, stay safe, and as always, be kind.
I've been friggin' child locked out of my own alcohol cupboard.